This is Julian Smith from Donald. That's Coming Back to You, the latest single from Donald's Julian Smith. He's the singer-songwriter who's had quite an intriguing few weeks after a film crew from South Korea travelled all the way to Donald to film him for an ad for high-end sunglasses, which they're going to be using that song for. Well, it all seems to have snowballed for Julian, who joins me now. Julian, how's it going? You've had a whirlwind few weeks. Tell us about it.
Hi, Fiona. How are you? Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, good morning. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm not too hot in the studio here, so that's all right for sure.
That's okay. I'm in my studio as well, and it feels like it's about 45 degrees in here now, but I feel like I can give you some token theme music, so you can have this. Fiona Parker. Yeah, then that's all you get. That's fine.
You've made me a little sting.
A little one, but only a C major one. But Fiona Parker. There you go. It's the best I can do at 9:15 in the morning. So.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. Like you're giving back to me. Now, run us through again for those who missed it the first time. How did these Koreans hear about you and your song, and what's happened here?
Okay, so there's a company called Sodamon, who, as you say, make extremely expensive but nice quality sunglasses just south of Seoul in South Korea. And they tracked me down on Instagram, found my music, found some strange videos of me goofing around, pictures of my family, and got in touch and were wanting to know if they could use me and the songs and some shots of the family and such for part of their ad campaign, which is coming up, I think, over the next year to a year and a half. There was a lot of footage shot of live material from a show that we put on outside my studio, some shots through Donald and some shots in the studio itself, and then we spent a day with them a week later down at Anglesey, where they ended up using a third of my song. That's a weird way of putting it. They ended up using 3 of my songs in total.
Wow.
Which is the kind of break that I guess everybody aspires to but never expects to actually happen, especially if they're a massive K-pop fan like this girl is. I'm a huge K-pop fan, so for me to end up with Korea coming to me in Donald was a weird but thrilling coup.
Because you like K-pop as well. Just explain what that is to the uninitiated.
I think I described it to Sian-Gard a couple of weeks ago as a never-ending bag of Skittles, but beyond that, it is it's just incredibly well-produced and generally well-written music that is intended for a mass market but has really, really high-end production values attached to it and a huge work ethic. So in Australia, we're used to releasing one album from an artist every, should we say, 2 years?
Yeah.
At a stab, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. So these guys will produce several albums inside 12 months per artist. They will also release several EPs per artist inside a year, and they'll release a stream of singles. I mean, aside from anything else, it's because they've got a huge workforce that is interested in this, that can really propel this along. But the work ethic is just phenomenal, and there's a budget behind it, and there's great ideas, and most of the Western world is now writing and producing for the Korean market and the Japanese market and the Chinese market, simply because that's where the money is, that's where the interest is, and it is one entirely huge, lifelong sugar rush. It's brilliant.
Within pop music, it's like a sugar rush of pop music. Well,
pretty much.
What do you think they like about your work?
Here's where it gets interesting, because I am not that. The majority of the stuff I write tends to come from an extremely personal angle. And the CEO of Sodamon, whose name is YoungJoo Son, he and I tend to share extremely similar philosophies of what we're reaching for in life. At the moment, YoungJoo's observing a massive change that he wants to initiate from within Korea where Americanisation is put to one side, because basically that sugar rush is all due to Korea being fascinated by Americanisation. He's wanting to put that to one side and go for what he considers the personal, the real, and the genuine. And I think that's what he might be seeing over in my music.
Because you still have that poppy feel. As you say, you are a fan of K-pop, so you've still got that poppy feel, but it is a little bit different to some of that K-pop that's being produced over there. So obviously they've seen something in your work that they think will work, not just to sell sunglasses, but also to maybe have a slightly new sound coming into that K-pop genre.
I would agree, and to demonstrate the fact, YoungJoo and his crew, when we were in Anglesey, I didn't know they were going to use a song of mine called 10 Good Years, which is pretty much a semi-autobiographical song, if not a fully autobiographical song, about happily accepting death and trying to roll with the punches that death might provide, and how best to express that and how to become human inside of that. And we ended up filming 6 to 8 takes of this, and on the first take I burst into tears halfway through it. There's a clip on YouTube you can see where I'm quite obviously doing that, and unintentionally. And YoungJoo and his crew and I are sitting there on the beach at O'Donoghue's beach near Anglesey. The sun's setting, the tide's going out, I'm in tears, they're in tears, we're all hugging on the beach. My Korean's crap, their English is better than my Korean, and we're sitting there cuddling, crying, and then bursting into laughter for each of the 6 to 8 takes we did of the song. And it was just, I think that's what they were reaching for. They wanted somebody who was prepared to be emotionally vulnerable on some large scale.
Isn't that interesting?
I'm probably that guy at the moment.
And from all this, we should say, you've actually got a few gigs that you're planning over in South Korea and Japan. So it's actually your live music career is taking off over there.
Yeah, this is where it gets genuinely weird, because we were intending to go over there anyway for holiday basis only. And it looks as though we're going to be able to string shows through South Korea and Japan for June and July of 2020. And these guys look as though they're going to fully get behind us in terms of trying to make that eventuate. And I'm just shocked. I live in Donald. I live in
That's
Donald.
what's so good about this story.
I'm holding my coffee from Wood Street Cafe, where I go every morning. I live in Donald. I'm holding it. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
It does not happen, and the mountain never comes to Muhammad.
It's the best.
Here it comes, and it's just bizarre, and I love these guys, and they are being incredibly genuine. And if I can give a very quick digression on Korea, companies don't give away their material. I think you would probably get the ethos of why. It's expensive to make any kind of production that's visual for Korea. These guys have given me a mountain of raw footage that they seem to be happy with me passing out to the public as I see fit for self-promotion. A, that doesn't happen. B, these guys look as though they're doing a film clip for me for the song 10 Good Years that we did on the beach. That doesn't happen. These guys are giving it to me, and it's just... This is probably the thing that is very anti-Korea, the antithesis of Korea. This is about connection. This is not about product. And I think that's incredibly special coming from these guys who don't know me, and yet we have a great relationship already.
Julian Smith, I'm thrilled for you. I'm sure the entire town of Donald is thrilled for you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let us know if anything else quirky or novel eventuates in your life before your trip overseas. We'll have to catch up before then, of course.
I've got a feeling it might. We'll see what happens. Thank you for your support, Fiona. Thank you, ABC. Have a good day, yeah?
Thank you so much, and enjoy riding the wave. Look him up on YouTube. Julian Smith is his name, singer-songwriter from Donald, becoming very popular with his brand of Kpop. Nearly time for some news headlines.
The country.